scoop. Hi. Action. Bing. Oh, Sally. Sweet Sally. What we got here? The American Dream. We got,
That's my opinion piece.
20 minutes at the most with this bad boy.
That, I didn't mean to have that pulled up.
Oh, no, you're good. I'll just see what you're looking at.
20 minutes.
We got about 20 minutes at the most, so let's see what time is it right now. It's exactly 5 after 3. So we got about 15 minutes or so. 3:20 we'll know. We'll be start wrapping it up.
Fair enough.
Here. All right. You ready to do it?
Sir?
My guy. GonZo.
We're off on an adventure.
So yeah, we just wanted to, I guess, sit down, turn on the camera, talk about what we got going on and shit.
This way you can really know who we are.
I guess the idea was just to like treat it like a regular conversation, but to actually record it at the same time, get a chance to see with y'all, just gonna chill, rolling up.
Nah, because this always ends up happening, so we figured we might as well start recording them, because we usually talk about some pretty cool stuff.
So you could call it like a podcast or some sort of like a little informational
Podcast,
segment, whatever.
Video journal.
The idea was just to share with you all a little bit what we have going on with so many different projects and shit coming up, and hopefully we can start doing these more often, but it's really just to fuck around and talk about random shit.
Yeah, you gotta get
And
our fingers and toes wet
we
first.
honestly have no plans for this right now. We're just gonna start chilling, drinking, smoke a little bit, and see what comes up, and hopefully it won't be absolute shit.
As you can see, I have lots of ideas. He clearly didn't come prepared.
I got a list over here. I have a laptop though, so fuck what he says. It's his laptop.
I can't compete with technology, I will be honest.
So yeah, what's going on? Let's say it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. It's the 1st of December. It's the first of the month.
First of the last month.
Damn right. Good point. Oh yeah, you got cheers, bro. I didn't even crack it
There,
open
you
yet.
see my koozie?
Oceana.
Yeah, I guess it says Finban now. I thought it was Finbanau, but
Oh,
that
it's
didn't
for
make
sharks
sense.
or something.
Yeah.
Lightsville. Lighthouse, Wrightsville
Close.
Beach.
Close.
Lightsville. Cheers.
Cheers, We only drink the finest here.
Oh my god.
Of
you know
natural
this.
light. The lightest of all beers.
The best kind of light, you know? Every room has to have a good bit of natural light in it.
Brewed in America since 1977? That's not nearly as cool. I thought it was 1877.
1977. That's the hippies, though, so they knew what was up. What you got on that list of yours there, bro? What are you about to start spitballing talking about? I know you got a cool idea you've been working on talking to people about, this little LS, what is it called, LS Times, or... Tell me about this again.
I don't have a lot of ideas. I have one idea, and it's really good.
He's lying. He does have a lot of ideas. He's just gonna share this one with you right now.
My newest idea, and I guess kind of branching into new waters. Just to kind of push myself, and I've been getting into writing more, other than lyrics. So I felt like I needed a place to take all of this writing. And, I mean, I could have a blog, but that's not really my thing, I don't think. Like, I wouldn't keep up with it that well.
So what?
So, I decided that
Oh my God.
I wanted to do a magazine. And the reason I wanted to do a magazine is I originally wanted to do a cookbook for LS Eatery. And
Which LS Eatery, of course, is...
That is our food department of Luminous Society.
That specific organization.
LS_Eatery.
Yep.
If you're trying to see some good food. But we have been... I mean, we cook almost every night. We gotta eat. So we take photos of it pretty religiously, and we just have so much stuff piling up. I don't know what to do with it, and I want to share it with people. So we've decided...
It's a better way to kind of create like a communication between kind of show everyone what we got going on all the time, you know, and kind of keep a little bit more.
Well, and to share, like, really, it's about like sharing.
Yeah, just
like
about
we
sharing.
got some dope recipes. Like, I'm sorry, we make some dope food, and
Cool,
I'm
cool
sure
shit going on.
people would like to know how we make it. And it's all pretty simple. Like, these are all things that we look at other people's recipes and we kind of do our own take on it. And I needed a platform to present all this. And instead of just making a cookbook, I decided to go a little bit bigger. And with a magazine, we're not only going to have a cookbook, but you're also going to get different segments, like a poetry segment or a photography segment.
You talking to some cool people you got for this first one you're working with, right?
Yep, sharing visual art. And really it's all about, it's not necessarily, the magazine is going to be called the Luminous Times or LS_Times.
LS Times.
And it's not necessarily all about LS. Like, we are going to contribute a lot of material, obviously, so we will be in it quite a bit. But really, I wanted to make the magazine as a platform for local artists to present their work. It's really hard to get yourself printed, and it's really hard to get people to really pay attention to it because, I don't know, everyone gets really sensitive when it comes to art for some reason. So, by bringing us all together and presenting as a unified front, I think that we will be able to communicate and reach out and get to a lot more people.
I fuck with it, dude. And I think it's a good chance to share a lot of the cool shit we got going on as a community here in Wilmington, because, like, we all know a lot of really talented people who do a lot of really cool shit, and it just seems to be they don't have enough platforms to get their work out there. Or
this is a cool place to live.
It gets kind of overlooked sometimes, and so we just wanted to kind of create a better... Same reason we're doing this. This is almost just another version of that same concept. Hopefully we'll be able to have more people get involved and turn into more of a communal kind of experience for everybody.
There's a cool culture here, but it's not very, like, there's not a very strong support for art in this city. It's kind of old school. There's a lot of old money. So we're trying to change the dynamic, and the only way to do that is to do it. So we're going to make a magazine.
So that is what you got going on right now.
That is my...
next big project.
That is my goal as of right now.
That's what's up. Also, we've been working on a little something as well, more on the LS side of things, more on the actual conventional...
The
musical side of things. Want to tell them a little bit about that and finish twisting this up?
Yeah, so LS started originally like 4 or 5 years ago between me and him collaborating and wanting...
When was it? It was 2000...
It was the end of
2013.
We started talking about it in 2013, and then 2014 is
like... that's right. We had a different group name. Okay, so this is funny. So 2013, we first started talking about it. I think I came up with the name for Progressive Consciousness. We were going to call it Pro-Cons. And we had some Pro-Con shit going for a little while. I don't know if we ever actually recorded anything, but we definitely had some, like, stickers and...
No, I think we got the first
concepts.
mic. You had some graphic art and stuff that you did that was cool.
It existed. It was a thing. But it never really, like, came into fruition until 2014.
We didn't give it a chance to really grow.
No, and it was a super sloppy idea. We had no idea what the actual intention of it was at first. So that fell off real fast. But then 2014 was when Luminous actually was born.
Yeah, so one of our friends came to us with the name Luminous Society, and me and him kind of both just were like, yeah, that's a lot more fitting. That's kind of more of what we're going for. I think overall down the line, like, that's going to be a lot catchier. I think it'll do a lot better. And we ran with it, and it's been like 4 years now, and we haven't...
Almost 5. It's about to be 5, bro.
Yeah, or 5, sorry. I get lost sometimes.
That's crazy.
But we've worked together, obviously. We've put out things together, but we've never, like, really worked together on a project, and I feel like it's only right, seeing as, like, we were the original founding members, that we need to make our statement.
And I think a lot of it came around where it wasn't even an intentional decision. I think we are always over here in the studio. We're always recording, working on different shit. I mean, like, obviously we're working on our own shit a lot of the time, like doing together, but doing our own individual works. But it ended up being a lot of the time we'd end up working on the same song, and collaborations just kind of started coming around organically. They kind of started happening. So that was when we realized
It's the best way.
Yeah, exactly. And we'd already had, like, we've put out, you know, collab songs before, but never like a collab tape. And we realized we've got enough tracks now that we're working on and that we've already had under our belt that we need to organize these into an actual tape. And it's always been like, from the beginning, Dream Out of GonZo, you know?
Oh, and we never, like, we didn't do anything not together on purpose. Like, it was just, like, nothing came about. Like, it would have been forced.
Even though I think the idea was just that from the get-go we were two opposites, two sides of the same coin, you know what I mean? And in that way we never really tapped into the side that we could collaborate and create an actual project. It was always just kind of subliminal. It was kind of always going on. So I think we realized we should really start pushing that idea.
Now we had, like, I think we wanted to be more intentional about, like, collabing
now we have
and bringing something together.
You know, now we actually know, we've got these tracks on our belt, we know what our sound, how we work together, and
we know who we are as artists.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing, is we've been searching for ourselves and trying to find ourselves. And now
that takes time, you know.
Oh, that most definitely.
It takes
you have to grow.
Evolution, yeah. And I think even now we still aren't like in our final form. I don't know if you'll ever reach that, but I think it's just the idea that now we've kind of realized each where we sit in our artistical skills and what we do creatively and how we can best.
I think we've hit a point where we can make a statement.
Yeah.
Like, we can kind of actually bring something to the table and not just it be our natural talent or what we can do musically. Like, this is more artistic, like, thought out. Like, we're trying to make a little bit of a statement, trying to talk to you guys.
And so as of right now, we got I don't want to even put a number on it, but we've got at least a handful of tracks. We don't have the official name for it or anything like that yet. Have we done any collaborations with producers so far on it? I want to say we did with no, I don't think so, actually.
No, not yet.
It's more on the mixtape side.
It's definitely a mixtape.
It's definitely more of a mixtape.
It's not going to be super long. Probably be like 6 tracks. Maybe 6 or 7 tracks. But they've all come about very organically. And they're a true reflection of where we are now. Yeah. And I think that's what's important, is a lot of times with music and art, when you make something doesn't necessarily mean that that's when people are going to see it or experience it. This is all stuff that's kind of been happening in the moment. Like, all these tracks have come about within the past 2 to 3 months.
True. So yeah, that's another thing we've been working on. I personally have also been working on my own.
Yeah, let them know about
well, I wasn't even about to get into that yet, but I'll keep this other thing brief. Yeah, I've been working on my own little bit of music as well. It's been a long time since I've done a solo project. I mean, you know, it's been literally since I dropped my first mixtape in 2015 since I put anything out. And it doesn't, that to say, like, I've still been working. It's kind of just been more on the back burner. But over the last, I mean, it's been probably more than a year now, I've kind of been able to figure out more what I wanted to create and how I want to actually make an album, bring it together. And so,
get your mind right.
And so, yeah, I've got like a cool, well, I don't want to talk too much on it yet. It's still very much in the works, but expect a Laozi album coming soon in the future. All y'all other artists out there, I'm going to be hollering at you guys soon and do some collab shit, so be ready for that. But yeah, Super Fluke shit, obviously. I know y'all have seen this shit around. All the bullshit that is. So yeah, that's kind of just, I mean, I don't want to like go on too long about that. I guess I'll just kind of give you all a brief update on
what's
it
like a brief,
and what I got going on now.
What's like, I would say, kind of like your mission? Or like, what is your goal?
So I've always been someone that did a lot of different styles of art. I mean, from the jump, you know, obviously I was rapping back in the day, but on top of that, I did all the kind of artwork, I guess. The design was kind of my big thing, and after I finished school, I had done a lot of work doing marketing and doing kind of like, as an artist, how to get yourself out there, and I thought it'd be really interesting to just experiment with the best way to put nothing out there, just to make a bunch of bullshit and see if people saw it and see how well I could do, kind of as on a marketing front. So that the catalyst of Super Fluke started pretty much a year ago. It was December of last year, but I was working a lot in the kitchen at the time, and I was doing a lot of art, but I kind of realized that I needed to organize it more and turn it into a thing. So Superfluke never was made with any intention to be anything. It was just me doing something.
More of a unified front.
And it was just more of a chance to like bring it all together into a single thing.
So it's easier for people to connect to it if
and it was also supposed to be
place, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be easier to connect with for that reason, and also at the same time a bit of an anomaly or a bit of a enigma.
What is your you have like a little mission statement almost, or like?
So the slogan is specializing in the art of comprehensive nonsense, and the best way to put that is just like what we do is bullshit at its finest, and I think just to not take it too seriously and just to realize that you can't really fuck up if you're trying to fuck up. So it's really been an interesting experience going so far. Just up to date, obviously, I did the first official capsule collection release was on my birthday in October, which was the Happy Accidents capsule collection. And that one was a lot more of kind of what you're talking about, just unifying all the different projects that I had going on through the year, paintings, shoes.
Very, very cool.
Jackets I've been working on, just random fucking, shirts and shit like that. So right now where I'm at, I'm always evolving with it. I kind of have a tendency to never be able to do the same thing twice. So I'm kind of been working on new projects. Just yesterday, I did this I should have brought it through today, I didn't think about it. I created a neon sign. That's my most recent project. It's called SFS Sign 2. Very creative. It was, the idea behind that was I really like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with live walls, where you'll have a wall of all growing plants or moss or different greenery like that. And also at the same time, I think it was like a fucking fashion show. I don't even know. I saw it at some place where they had a neon sign set into one of those, and I was like, oh, that's a fucking dope concept. So I wanted to kind of do that juxtaposition of, modern technology, neon sign, very futuristic, artificial.
That's a cool concept.
With a natural, organic feel. So yeah,
I just thought it was cool. But now that makes a lot more sense. Now that
right. See, I haven't really had to explain it yet. I'll show you guys. I mean, obviously, we can just hear some images of the sign. But yeah, so that was my most recent project. Some shit I've got going on. I just put out the first volume of the winter collection. So what I'm doing now is I didn't really like the idea of putting everything out at once in a single release. It's a lot of fucking pressure on me. I end up having to hold projects for a long time, trying to organize everything. I'm just not that fucking well organized. And right now, it's really just me doing it all. So I'm kind of more going with the flow with this winter release. I'm kind of putting out pieces as they're completed, and then hopefully I can create small volumes of work that follow a theme that I can put out. So the most recent one was the Smokers collection, which was styled after my favorite rap, Dutch Masters, and a spin with Looney Tunes and those kind of cartoons. I think this is a hat from that. I got the roll-up hat. And so that one was really oriented to cigarillo smokers like us.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. That thing's sick, dude.
Yeah, you fuck with the hat. Yeah. So
I like lettering a lot.
This one was oriented more to the smokers, to casual. It's getting cold out. Everyone wants to roll up a nice fucking cigarillo and just chill and smoke one. So the next thing, I don't want to reveal it quite yet, but I got a little cool project I got coming with some. It won't be so much for the smokers, but it'll be a sweat set, and it'll be based on the smokers, same idea. So it'll be a sweatsuit, the pants, and the jacket. They're going to come in custom boxes. I'm getting some really cool cigar-style looking boxes made that I can ship them out with. And the other really cool project I got coming up in the near future, which is going to be small and really pointless. I don't know why the fuck I'm doing it, but it's an infinity coaster. Alright, so hear me on this one, so this is going to be weird, but
I'm intrigued.
It's a coaster like you put your drink on, but I bought online, you can get a little mirror, like a little disc mirror that you would use, but you can also buy laminate double mirror lining, essentially is what it is, so it's like a two-way mirror. So what you can do is you can create an infinity mirror by putting one here, the two-way mirror on top of it, and when you look into it, it'll create, like when you look into two mirrors facing each other, that infinite effect that's going on forever, and I'm going to put lights inside of it. So it'll look like it's like a tunnel, infinite tunnel going down through your table, but you can just put your drink on it. So that's one of the projects I've been.
Wow, that's cool.
I've been cooking up. Otherwise, we got some cool.
That's why I respect him. Things like that. I would never ever think of doing something.
And we're back. Sorry, camera ran out of juice or whatever. I don't know. We're back. More GonZo and Laozi talking about bullshit. Do we have a name for this little thing yet? LS. It's the LS podcast or whatever. LS Weekly.
The Luminous Podcast.
We'll think of something. We'll get back to y'all on that.
Look how good we are at branding. LS_podcast.
LS_ anything. It just works. But so yeah,
Pretty much, just game plan.
what do we got going on now, Zo? We're just gonna talk about
Right now,
some bullshit.
we're gonna have some fun. So, the goal was to come up with 3 topics of discussion. It can be about anything and everything.
Alright, you wanna go first? You want me to go first?
I'll start it off.
Start off.
Alright. Now,
What you got for me?
oh boy. Let me see you later. Now, there's a proper answer to this as far as a grammatical sense, but it's also, as an artist and as a writer, like...
It's like on fucking Jeopardy. What is this?
No, as an artist and as a writer, this is good. Listen.
Oh, this is your question? Oh, you're asking me the
Yes,
question right now?
as an artist and as a writer,
Sorry.
sometimes, like, there's a bunch of rules to language.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes as an artist, you have to break those rules in order to sound how you want to sound. And in language, like, this is just this little simple question as to what you would prefer. So, when it comes to the word till.
Till?
Like, apostrophe TIL.
Okay.
Like, shortening of until.
Yeah. Till I collapse.
Do you feel like that's not actually, like, proper? Like, you're supposed to say until. But...
Okay.
Till is like something that's been used so often, like it's it's absorbed by like our language.
The best comparison I have for this, and it's actually funny you asked that, because I used to get in trouble. I went to school for writing, right? I went to college for professional writing, and I used to get in trouble.
Smart.
Every fucking paper I would write, the people would do this because they didn't want to do this other shit. I would always take the BE off of because. And my teacher would always be like, "You're saying cause, like cause an event, like it's not because." And I'd be like, "Oh no, I just did that because that's how I write." He's like, "No, that's because how you write." And I'm just like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't know what till. I think if you're writing, I think it kind of has to be until. Like I don't think I'd ever say like, "Oh, he was," you know, like if I'm speaking, I'd definitely say till. I don't know if I'd ever say like, "I'm gonna do that until." I'd always just be like, it's more casual, but. I write a lot how I speak, and the big thing for me is taking off those little beginning words, and for whatever reason, because is always my big one.
For me, language is like I'm all, you gotta follow the rules to a certain extent in my book, and at some point, like, to me, till, like apostrophe TIL, can have a lot more of an effect, like, when writing, because it's kind of old, like, you think of it as old. The funny thing is, like, the actual, like, root, like, of, like TILL is actually an older word than until. So TILL is actually proper, because TIL...
Explain what you mean.
There's 3 ways of saying until.
Okay.
Until, till, or TILL. Like, till.
Okay. I'm not following.
What I asked you was the comparison of until to apostrophe TIL.
Okay, yeah. But what's the third?
There's an old English word,
like
TILL.
Oh, okay.
Till.
Okay.
Which is like
I
also
like
proper.
Till the soil.
Because I see a bunch of different like ways of spelling it. I think like if I would look at like an English writer, like an English author.
Those would be quick questions. We're beating this conversation to death.
Hey.
Do you want to know what my question was? Can we do mine now? What's your favorite cigarillo and why? It's a little bit easier. A little different.
Well,
It's gonna be this.
Dutch Master.
It's gonna be Dutch Master.
Well,
Is it really though?
for like
Tell
a
me.
cigarillo,
Right.
like as
Let's be
far as
real.
like a blunt wrap,
This is-
I want Fronto.
Oh.
I love like Tweak brought a Fronto leaf down.
So, for everyone who doesn't know, what does that mean? Fronto, Tweak brought a Fronto leaf down. What are you talking about?
It's like a type of
Tweak is another LS member
Tweak.
who does Chief Tweakington. Does some
He
really
actually
good
does
videos.
his own YouTube videos and stuff. So
Check him out.
if you want to check him out and laugh your ass off, he's a funny little character.
But so Tweak lives in Boston, and I'll clarify this. When he came down past through New York, where you get Fronto leaf, I don't think they sell it anywhere. They don't sell it here, do they? I've never
They
seen
probably
Fronto
sell
leaf
it
store.
somewhere, but I've never found it.
It's essentially just raw tobacco leaf, unless I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's just literally when you pull it out of the package, it is just a straight up
Fucking
tobacco leaf.
Tobacco.
So you just like tear off parts of it. So you can tear off like whatever size part. You kind of got to follow the leaf. Like there's stems and stuff, so you got to like tear off good parts.
Why is that
But
your
it's
favorite?
like just the clean, like it's like a backwoods, like in how it's strong, like an actual leaf, but it's like
I don't
not
do the backwards anymore.
not a piece of garbage leaf.
Okay. No, I see what
Like
you're
it's like a
saying.
real like.
I would say Dutch
cigar
Masters
leaf,
are my favorite
almost.
also. I've never been a backwoods fan though. Like the tobacco leaf, I do like leaf. Like that's why I like the Palmas, but
It's not the tobacco. It's like
it's the
way.
material of the
Yeah,
leaf.
it's
No, I
that
feel
it's
you.
like a real like
leaf.
tobacco
Like,
leaf.
Yeah.
Like it hits you a lot harder.
Well, I'll definitely say this. I think mine would be like I think Dutch Masters still are my favorite wrap when I can afford them. But it's just like if it comes down to being like trying to be cheap and as much blunts as I want to smoke, I'm gonna be buying games. You can get 99-cent two-pack of games. You're fucking good to go. This is $2.
I have
for 3.
nothing. Some people discriminate against games. I have
Against
no
games.
problem with games.
I've found that too, but they're the closest
You get what you pay for,
that you
folks.
get. The one thing I'll say about Dutch Masters is they're bigger. You can definitely fit in. You
That's
taught
why
me
I like
this
them.
years ago. I remember we were literally rolling up years ago. We were fucked up one night, and you gave us a whole like scientific spiel about how you can fit more in a Dutch. So I'd say Dutches are my favorite, but if it comes down to it, just going for it, games. And I've never had a Fronto, but I assume they're pretty nice. About to finish my beer. So, you got another question? You got another little...
Oh yeah, I was gonna just bring up this little topic. Fin band now. I've never.
this again, okay.
I just found this koozie and it had a shark fin on it, so I decided that I was
Record, but...
going to use it. Oh shit, we got a tape.
Alright, let's put this picture in there.
We don't have batteries, so.
And...
But, either way,
Fin band now.
how do you feel about... Alright, so basically I guess they use shark fins
Shark
for...
fin soup. For shark fin soup.
Wow, I didn't know it was for soup.
That's the name of the soup, shark fin soup.
How do you feel about that? Do you support that? Do you think people
this
should
is
have
a-
their culture? Should they be able to cook what they
I
want to
mean,
cook?
this
or-
is a weighted ass question. I got a lot of... Oh, thank you. I got a lot of vegan and vegetarian and thoughtful friends. Personally, I give a shit. Sharks want to eat me. I'm going to eat them. It's the way of life. I don't really know what to say about that. What is this? Fin band now, Oceania. I honestly know nothing about this. I saw this 5 minutes ago in your koozie when we started this interview, and this is the first I saw of it. So
Yes.
I can't speak that heavily
Yes.
on the actual nature of it. But I think...
It's general.
I think it's something we need to be
Sort of.
aware of. I mean, I'm not personally going out and buying shark fins. Just not my personal appetite. But I think we should know that.
You want to hear my opinion?
I'm very
Because
much-
I
I'm very
did.
curious.
I put in some thought to it.
Oh, you put some...
It's about 3 minutes.
GonZo's got a little...
3 minutes longer
little
than him.
spiel.
Alright, so I think that
I'm rolling over.
alright, if you look at like the number of fish, I'm pretty sure sharks are doing like pretty well in comparison to like things that
Are
are
you pretty
heavily
sure?
overfished, like tuna.
Oh,
like I'm pretty
oh,
confident
that,
in,
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
that statement's true, but I'm
Definitely.
not gonna put 100% behind it.
Definitely, they're doing better than tuna. I'll say that.
So I think like if you kept things within like a balance, like you're not overfishing them, like by all like sometimes those fish like end up like because they're such dominant predators, they end up being like taking over populations and stuff. That's we, like, as human beings, like, and as conservationists, like, we have, like, an ability to, like, almost be shepherds of, like, the animals of the planet, and, like, we have such an effect over them that we have to be, like, we have to watch over stuff like that. So, like, I think if it was kept within, like, a safe limit, like, I don't have a problem with people eating shark fin. Like, you eat other fish, like, why is it any different to eat a shark?
I feel like they're maybe...
Or did they just take the fins off?
They just cut the fins off, I think.
Maybe that's the problem. So then
it's like a bunch
these
of
sharks are torpedoing through the ocean, but
Yeah.
no ability to guide themselves.
I mean, they just bleed out, I assume, but
That's
yeah.
fucked up.
That was a dark topic. I got a question here. We'll switch it up.
Animals are cool. We should love them. That's the general idea.
So this is, I don't know, I guess I'll end on the different one, so we'll do a fun one for me now. I'm good on that. I'm going to keep my hands full. So, let me think. I think I know.
Oh, you're back to business.
Should I ask you 2 questions and let you decide which one you want to answer?
I got the mic. I'm ready.
Okay. So, one question would be, and you just answer one of these, just decide what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Either your favorite live rap performance and why, or just tell me about how you've been watching The Office and what you find funny about it.
Well, I watched all of The Office.
You finished it?
9 days.
Oh my god. How many seasons is
I
that?
watched
That's a season a
roughly
day, bro.
like 30 episodes a day. Not really.
Do you work?
I don't know if that's
you
possible.
work, don't you?
Yeah.
A full-time job.
But
2 of them, apparently.
it's been awesome. They just have a very thorough character development, and it happens
it's a good
over
dynamic between them.
seasons and seasons and seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 20 plus episodes in a season, which is always cool in my book, because I watch things like an addict.
And I hate when a show only has like 5. See, like the most recent season of Always Sunny, or I think every season they only have 10 episodes.
You gotta get deep.
It kills me, bro. It kills
You
me.
gotta get deep.
It fucking kills me.
They get deep. They get weird.
I appreciate that. Have you been watching the new South Park also? It's been pretty weird. Pretty deep.
No,
Pretty weird.
everyone's been telling me to though. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
been
thinking
interesting. It's in
It's
South
on the
Park.
list.
It's another one of those shows where, at least in the past, they used to do a shitload of episodes, right? I don't know. It's been a long time. I just recently started watching the.
They
new,
just, I mean,
started watching the
they
new
do
ones.
like, I don't know, probably 20 episodes a season or something.
Yeah, they used to, at least when I watched it when I was a kid. They would put out a shitload.
They've
of
done
episodes.
how many seasons? Like,
It's on the 19th, I want to say.
that's retarded.
Or it's, yeah, I think it's 19. I don't know. Ridiculous. It's out of control. But so yeah, Office is fucking hilarious. I still can go back and watch that over and over again. What's funny is I actually grew up when The Office came out. I want to say like 03 to 05, like around that range. Actually, might have been later than that because I wasn't that young. But when it first came out, my parents like. I guess, I don't know, they thought it was like a family show or whatever, so like every week we'd sit down and watch The Office, and I'm pretty sure the first episode is the one with a drug test. Or like right away they had the drug testing one where Michael like smokes weed and then he has to get drug tested and he needs Dwight's piss or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so young, I like did not get it at all, and my parents were just like, I don't know if we should be watching this or whatever, and then it just...
I was gonna say, it ruined it.
But dude, it kind of did, but also like they liked it so much that we just got stuck. So I actually like ended up as every episode would come out, I'd watch it like live every Thursday or whatever on TV, and it was cool because it was really funny as a kid, but a lot of it went over my head. Like a lot of it I just didn't get. And now that I'm that age and I'm working, and dude, what's fucked up is I actually researched Jim, Pam, a couple of those like basic characters who won't look like they're older shit were our age when the first season started. They were 24, 25 in the first season. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucking them now. What is this? It's so
that
weird.
was the weird part.
Yeah,
It
so
was just like,
it's very relatable
this is
now.
what life is becoming.
Yeah.
Like I don't work in an office.
Well, I'm not a fucking douchebag.
because I don't like
but
being inside.
Yeah,
But
I still can relate to a lot of the jokes now, and like at least more of the references I get. And I don't know, it's a lot funnier now.
it's beautiful.
It's just one of those shows that no matter
great.
where you pick up, you can just always enjoy
It's
it.
just very like low key, hilarious.
It is.
But you gotta let things develop. You gotta give things time. Teaches you.
What else you got for me? Was that all you had written down?
Yep.
I got one more.
The last one was gonna be a spitball, but if you got one,
I got one more. I was gonna ask
don't
you.
want
I kind of don't see the point of what the mic is doing right now. I'm not sure what it's contributing.
I feel more professional.
So, what are you most excited about in 2019? Like, music coming out, or what you got going on for you, or fucking the world, or I don't know. 2019, big things. What are you most excited about?
I don't know about the world. Kind of questionable at this point. We got a lot of idiots running our shit, but we'll see. And as far as me, I'm very excited. We got a lot of shit going. We not only have the magazine, that's just what's my next goal. We have an album on the way. We have our collab tape on the way. A lot of music. I want to start performing again. That's a big...
Talk about that a little bit. What are your thoughts of that?
Well, really, it's kind of stems from doing the food thing as well. Like, we want to share our food with people. So we want to do an event. So if we're going to do an event, we would probably, like, cook a bunch of food, like, have a picnic style, basically, and then have, like, a bunch of people over for a house show. Because we have, like, a really big yard, and, like, we live on, like, a pretty isolated lot, so we could definitely do a house show. Like,
cool.
Pretty big.
That'd be tight. Cook up some shit for the people and...
Yeah, like, have, like, a huge cookout, but, like, try and make it, like,